Okie dokie, so now we're looking at what does the first derivative tell us, because we looked at extrema and how you can have relative minimums and maximums, so how do we find that kind of mathematically? And so if we use our first derivative test, and we know that it gives us the slope and all that, if we have a positive slope and then a negative slope with our critical point in the middle, positive slope, negative slope, we're going to have a relative maximum. And this would be point C. But if it's vice versa, negative slope, positive slope with our critical point, point C, then we have a relative minimum. Now if you have positive slope and then a positive slope, kind of like in the x cubed function, so f of x equals x cubed, positive and positive, at 0 it pretty much gets level, but it doesn't change concave, or it doesn't change, it's always going up, so there's no extrema. And same thing for f of x equals negative, the opposite. So if it looks like that, it's always a negative slope. Even though it gets really flat here, it's still negative and going down. And so no extrema on these two. But this would be relative max, relative min. So when you do a problem, what we did was we drew a sign diagram. So you draw a number line, you put down your critical numbers. So if we had a critical number at -1 and 1, we'd test, you test 0, so f of 0, f prime of 0 is it. If it was less than 0, then it'd be negative. F prime of -2, you'd test that. And if it's greater than 0, then it'd be positive. And then if f prime of 2 is greater than 0, then it'd be positive again. Because if it's greater than 0, then it's positive, positive slope. And so then we'd have a relative max between, we'd have a relative max at -1 and a relative min at 1. And then we could also say that the function is increasing from -infinity to 1 to -1, and then union 1 to positive infinity. And then we could say the function is decreasing, going down. It has a negative slope right here from -1 to 1. So, and all this says is that it's going up here and here. That's what the increasing is, and the decreasing says it's going down here. So that's kind of a sign diagram for the first derivative. I hope that was helpful.